with the full face grooves and higher toe wedge, there's a little bit more weight up there toward that toe, which moves the CG.
Flighting it down.
Yep, you're flighting it down. But it's also something where it moves the sweet spot slightly toward the toe, right? So when you have toe shots, you're not hooking as much. And I believe the SM10, there's specific ones that did the exact same thing.
Mitch and Joe here again. We're going to be reviewing the new CBZ wedge and the CBZ full face wedge. So what's really interesting about this is
Who makes them?
From Cleveland Golf.
There we go.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Yes. So the CBZ Cleveland wedge and the CBZ Cleveland full face wedge, really interesting wedges. I like these a lot because most wedges out there, I've always said to my customers, a wedge is a wedge is a wedge. Once you find the right bounce, grind for yourself, loft lie, the right engine for the clubby and the shaft. With these, we get some more forgiveness. Okay, so it really brings in, we still have a nice grind to it. We've got leading edge relief, we've got trailing edge relief, toe and heel. A lot of manipulation that you can do with this wedge around the greens. But what's great about it is with a blade wedge, you mishit it, you're gonna be offline, you can lose the distance that you wanted to have, a lot of different things, right? This is gonna help you to maintain that and be a lot more consistent. I consider it, if you're not a single digit golfer, you should really look into a more cavity back style wedge like a CBZ wedge. I've been a big proponent of these since the CBX line, the CB2. I think these are phenomenal. And what I love about the full face wedge is better for deeper rough, grooves go all the way out to the toe. It can be a different look than what you've seen in the past, but we also have the normal wedge that just has the milled toe. And we're just going to see, what Joe thinks about these, how he likes the look, feel if it changes with full face or not. Because typically speaking, the full face, you're going to have the higher toe as well for the full face. So yeah, let's see how Joe likes these.
Yeah, so real quick, you mentioned relief. What exactly do you mean when you're talking about relief?
So there's a grind on the bottom that hopefully we can kind of see here. Okay, so when I say relief, it's shaved away. Okay, so if you imagine like just a hunk of metal, it's got shaved away on the back, shaved away on the front. Now, what does the leading edge relief really do? Just turf interaction, different turf interaction, okay? Mm-hmm. If you like to lean the shaft forward, you like to play different shots around the green, that can be very helpful. Mm-hmm. It's not for everybody. There's different ways to create bounce, different ways to approach what kind of wedge you need, okay? And within that, you can do flange, you can do a grind, right? So when it comes to this, I like the fact that you still have a lot of manipulation that you can do with the wedge. The Callaway does one, but it's just flange.
Yeah.
And there's really no manipulation with that. You're playing it face on, you're not opening up the face.
For sure.
So I think this is a much more useful wedge out there, and I think it looks clean as all heck.
It really does.
Yeah.
All right.
Awesome.
Should we hit it a few times?
Yeah, let's hit it a few times.
All right, I got the 60-degree 12 bounce here. This is a shot, 39 yards. You find yourself in this position quite a bit for a lot of people, and it can get to be uncomfortable for them, right? Yeah. Now, the way that I do this shot is I call it my dead hand shot. I come back and I kind of drive the club into the ball without really releasing my hands. But again, my miss with that is sometimes I can hit it fat behind the ball. And softer conditions, more of a sharper leading edge, that becomes an issue.
It does.
And that's where bounce and that relief you're talking about can really come into play for those types of shots.
It absolutely can.
Yeah.
And when you talk about that kind of dead hand, I was watching you hit it earlier, and you're really keeping that face open, right? And you're just finishing kind of where you could just throw it in the holster.
Yeah. I got plenty of green to work with.
You do. So if you're going to leave it short, what's the purpose of the dead hand? Oh, I was really hoping that ended up short.
Dan Greaves would call this release number 1, right? Whenever you do this shot, the club is pointing this way past you because your hands are in front of it. Release 2 is where it's pointed at your belt buckle, and then release 3 is when you're like this and you can put it in the holster.
But it's funny, even though I haven't seen him, I know exactly what he's talking about. It's something similar that I do, and I control my trajectory that way.
Yeah.
So the lower the release, typically the lower the shot. The higher the release, the higher the shot. So I don't really have to think about hoisting it up in the air. I just think about where my finish is going to go.
Well, I'll try that now. Like that was 6 yards in the air, right?
Yep.
For that shot. I'll do the more release to it.
Okay.
There we go. A little bit more height out of it, right? Mm-hmm. Stops quicker.
Stops
Didn't
quicker.
roll out near as much. Give me a different pin. Let's do something tight. So this is a shot. I got a lot to cover. Forced carry of some sand here. That's dead. Long can also be dead, but it's just not a lot of green to work with, right? So I can't really do one of my dead hand shot that gets on and rolls out a little bit. So this one I'm forced to put more of a release on it, right? Release the hands,
100%.
get it up in the air.
Perfect.
Yeah. I mean, it's on, it's over, it's on the green, we're putting. So
yeah.
That's really all you can ask for.
You can 3-putt from there.
Oh, I can 3-putt from anywhere on the green, even 2 feet out.
Oh, boy.
All right, let's try another.
We've all been there.
So back, be a little bit more aggressive. Go hard. Perfect.
There you go.
Yeah. Now, how would you play this shot?
I would play it similarly. In all honesty, what I would do is I would probably lay the face open a hair, not a lot. And I like to mess around with ball position. I have 3 different ball positions. One ball back, center, one ball up. Okay. For this kind of a distance. This would be my one ball up, slightly open, and I'm just finishing high.
Okay.
Right?
To get that height.
Yep, to get the height.
Now, what are those 3 different ball positions going to do to the height and to the spin?
It's just going to aid it getting up, right, and helping out where my bottom out point is, because I want to use the bounce on this a little bit more, right? I don't want to have it back in my stance and I'm trying to lift it. That's when bad things can happen, whether or not I just mistime it and I chunk it, or I mistime it the other way and I hit it thin and it's over the green. Okay, so a little bit forward, I get to keep my weight on my left foot still, similar body motion, just opening up the face where I don't have to feel like I'm manipulating the swing, and all I do is just finish higher.
Got it.
Right, it's the same thing as if I was trying to do what you call the dead hand shot. I use that for most of my shots around the green, and do something similar to that, except the finish high, and just move it up in the stance and just open the face a touch. Yeah.
Demonstrate that for me,
All right, perfect. We got 58. Okay. So normal stance, if we were looking at it, okay? So I'm going to be a little bit back. This is my normal kind of chip shot. Okay, if I wanted to go a little bit mid, it's here. I'm going to go a little high, it's there, okay?
There, oh, you went after that one to make sure you cleared it. Now, I'm curious, are you choking down on the club at all?
Yes.
You are.
Always.
I did notice that.
Always.
So always on wedge shots?
If I'm not doing a full shot, I'm always choking down.
Now, why is that?
I've always done it. It makes me feel like I'm in control. I get a little bit closer to the ball. I feel really comfortable there. I've been doing it since I was probably 15.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Now, how does that club feel now? Now we're talking club.
I mean, look, I'll say it again. A wedge is a wedge is a wedge to me. I think it feels great. It feels solid. It doesn't feel hot, which I would hate to feel on a wedge. It feels really solid. I'm not sacrificing too much feel here.
Okay.
I'm really not. It doesn't feel quite as solid as a normal blade wedge would feel, but...
So my next question would be, what would make you hesitant to put something, at your skill level, why do you not feel that this is right for you?
Even though there's a grind, it's just a little bit larger of a flange than I like to have. So even though I lay this open, it's still going to sit a little bit higher off the ground. Yeah. And I'm just used to, even though I play a higher bounce wedge, in fact, I play a 12, the D grind is just a little bit of a shorter flange. And I do a little bit of grinding on the back of it too, to just kind of give myself a little bit more relief. So it's probably slightly less than 12 effective bounce after I grind it. Yeah. So it just, I don't like the size of the sole. Okay. That's really it for me. Yeah. And at the end of the day, I'm just so used to a Vokey. The feel of that, the feedback that I get off of it is a little bit better than the feedback I'll get off of this.
Very cool.
Right. Yeah. Awesome. So do you want to hit the high toe?
Yeah, let's do it.
What differences do you notice about these wedges? We've talked about the grooves going all the way up to the toe, higher toe, but like, what does it look like to you, and what would be your preference if you were playing this?
So looking down at this, I mean, the full face groove head just looks bigger.
Yep.
That's the first thing I'm looking at. I'm so used to the conventional looking wedge that I like that. To me, those 2 lines there, it frames the ball better, right?
Yeah.
With the higher toe, with the higher, with the full face grooves and higher toe wedge, there's a little bit more weight up there toward that toe, which moves the CG.
Flighting it down.
Yep, you're flighting it down. But it's also something where it moves the sweet spot slightly toward the toe, right? So when you have toe shots, you're not hooking it as much. And I believe the SM10, there's specific ones that did the exact same thing. Good color, they're not going to be shining in my face. You got the satin look to the face there.
I do like that it's more satin as well.
This is a fun situation because if you look at what we have here, 73 yards all fairway, tons of green to work with, right? Now, I'm a big believer, like I said, keep it low, get it on the ground as quickly as possible, and let it roll out, right? So for something like this, honestly, for me, it would be like a gap wedge dead hand shot that I'm talking about, because it's just gonna stay low. I know how far it's gonna fly, right? But if I was to have to use, like this is a 56 degree, okay? So for this, to keep it low, I'm doing ball position. I'm moving it back slightly, keeping my weight forward like we talked about before, and then just letting that do the work, right? My hands are forward slightly, and I'm coming more down into the ball. I'm gonna compress it a little more, hopefully bring that launch down, spin will go up a little bit, and just get it there.
Love that.
So if I'm here, ball slightly back, weight forward, and then it's just a... All right, comes in a little lower, just didn't quite swing hard enough. But still, that's a really good shot. I would be happy with that. Now pros, of course, this type of distance, I mean, they're almost looking to make it, right? They're, with a shot like this, flat green, right at the, I mean, they're trying to put it within that 3-foot circle. For me, I just want to get it on. I want to give myself a putt, give myself a chance.
Pull it a little.
As always.
Where's Bill when you need him? Bill when you need him.
But again, extremely happy with that. Right next to pin high. Hit that a little fat. And that's where when you take these outside, you might see kind of how that turf interaction is actually going to be affected.
Yeah.
And
best shot you hit.
What's that?
That was the best shot you hit.
Yeah, there you go. Golf is about the destination, not the journey.
Okay. No pictures on the scorecard. I get it.
Exactly.
But I do like that this is it has nice, again, leading edge, trailing edge, forgiveness there. If the fact that you did hit that a little bit heavy, with that leading edge relief, it is going to slide through the turf a lot better.
Yeah.
So that shot is going to end up in a much better position than if you had a sharp leading edge that's digging into the ground.
And it's taking a lot of that momentum off of the club, because even if you hit it high on the face, right, if it's still gliding through the ground, you're still going to get that distance you want, hopefully, and that's where that forgiveness comes
Exactly.
from.
This is a great wedge. If you feel like you're chunking chip shots, you feel like you're chunking fairway, half wedge shots, give this a try. Leading edge relief can really be your friend.
Exactly.
I don't know how you faded that wedge, but
holy gosh. That last shot, I opened the face, had 11,000 spin, and we saw it kind of fade and do its whole thing, right? I want you to look at where I hit that on the face. Right? So that full face grooves in an actual wedge, I mean, grooves are stopping right around there, right? I might have still caught some grooves, but that's the idea, is when you open this face and you put a swing on it, the ball likes to ride up. That's going to give it that spin, maintain that spin. And again, it's more forgiveness for off-center hits is what that is. Yeah,
100%.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching, everyone. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and check out the channel.